question about how you know that Lumberland has no gas, or that Otsego County is not a viable place to drill, or Tompkins County, and because these are all places that have enacted bans or in the process of, not bans, but zoning, or in the process of enacting zoning to zone out high impact industrial activity. And if they're just drilling or have really the desire to drill test wells right over the river in Wayne County, of which I know you're familiar with, how do you know that there's no gas in Lumberland? How do you know that there's no gas in the town of Bethel? How do you
I didn't say there
this?
wasn't any in town of Bethel.
Well, how do you know this and no one else does?
Well, first of all, the answer is I don't know definitively, but there's reasonable guesses. I'm absolutely 100% confident there's none in Lumberland. We know where the border is from. There has been a lot of previous testing. We know where the border goes. It basically goes. It cuts through Wayne County, and whether it's whether Honesdale is the bottom or it's 10 miles below that or 10 miles above that, I don't know, but it's somewhere in that area. And that's because of previous wells that have been drilled as far back as 40 years ago. And we know that for example, in Lumberland, we know where the Marcellus Shale is. It's very close to the surface. If you go down to Matamoros, you can see it sticking out as you go by as you cross the bridge into Port Jervis and Matamoros. You see it. So it's too close to the surface, it's overcooked, and it's no good. And the same thing applies as you get further north. If you go up into northern Tompkins County and some of those areas are areas where it's also too close to the surface, or it's been overcooked or has other problems. And that's from reliable geology that's been done. Exactly where it is, we don't know, but we know that there is no Marcellus Shale that is economically recoverable in the foreseeable future in those areas.
I completely don't understand still how you know that. I know that there was a test well in the 70s drilled in the town of California. I don't know what the result of that is to you.
No, not offhand. I can find out.
Yeah, would you? And right underneath the Marcellus Shale is the Utica Shale,
which is probably overcooked. But here's the.
I'm not a geologist. You're not a geologist. I'm not a lawyer. You're not a lawyer. And you seem to be speaking upon a lot of subjects that you're not really, I think, qualified to speak on. And the other night you were an economist.
I'm glad you're watching.
We're going way off the base here. That's enough. She's not asking a question.
Well, I don't have problems.
Look, I'm sorry, ma'am, this has nothing to do with what we have the meeting for tonight.
Of course it does.
No, it doesn't, because if you have an agenda to bring out, then have your own meeting, please. Because it took me since August to convince the town to let me have this meeting tonight.
Is it a public meeting?
It is a public meeting, but I am, look, in every public meeting there's an agenda. And what you're doing now is just baiting, and I will not allow that. And that is not what this is all about. The agenda for this meeting was to see the DVD, to see what Chesapeake Energy was proposing as far as taking a tour of a gas drilling site, and to have Mr. Shepstone present his expertise on zoning. Now, I would say that anybody who has a problem with the Schlotzskys, I suggest you Google in IRS, Internal Revenue Service, okay? And you look up what a 501c3 tax-exempt organization is supposed to do.
Is that like the Bumblebee Foundation?
No, we are not a tax-exempt organization. Yes, we are. We are registered with the Attorney General. Yes. However, it has nothing to do with it. But you will be able to find out what exactly a 501c3 is supposed to do, and one of them is not to get involved in legislation.
I got a question on the DVD if you want to stick to that agenda.